The Joy Behar Show airs every night at 9 Eastern and Pacific on HLN.
Let's go to your new movie, Capitalism A Love Story. I love the movie, but I'm a little confused, I have to say. And I really sat through the whole thing. I want to see it again, but you're not giving out screeners. I think you should. Anyway, you say, Michael, that capitalism is evil. Okay, but aren't we both capitalists, you and I?
No.
We're not. I own property. And
no, there's nothing wrong with owning
I'm a small
property.
business in and of myself. Why isn't that capitalism?
No. In countries that have a more socialist economy, people own property. They have businesses. There's shoe stores. If you work hard or work harder, you earn more. There's nothing wrong with any of that. When I say capitalism, I'm talking about what it has become, what it is now, not the version that used to be on Andy of Mayberry, but what it is now, which is a legalized system of greed. And it's a protection system for the wealthy. They've got their Ponzi scheme, and it's essentially a pyramid that's set up so that only the wealthiest 1% are at the top of that pyramid, and they actually have as much financial wealth right now in this country as the 95% under them.
Yeah.
1% equals 95%? I don't think so.
Maybe it's really corporatism you're talking about, and maybe what it needs is more regulation. Rather than saying that capitalism is evil, it's the fact that it doesn't have enough regulation, that it's the systemic evils within the system.
Right, except people have been saying for the last year since the crash, we need more regulation. How many regulations have passed in the last year? None. Why? Because capitalism isn't going to allow those regulations to be passed, because the bank lobby has made sure in the last year that they don't have to follow the rules. Even after they brought the system down, they think they can just continue on, and they've now found new ways to do derivatives and all these other crazy financial schemes. It's a beast that cannot be tied down. And to try and reform it at this point, I think it's too late.
You do. That's rather depressing.
Yeah. No, it's not depressing. It's like, the way I look at it is that capitalism is a 16th century economic philosophy. Socialism is a 19th century economic philosophy. Let's quit talking about the past. These are old philosophies. We're in the 21st century. Can't we come up with something new, a different economic order? We'll
have to think of something else.
Yeah, you and I aren't going to do that. We're not economists, but doesn't your common sense tell you that we could do better than what we're doing right now?
There's been a lot of talk about capitalism versus socialism, okay? And here's a sample of the rhetoric that we're seeing on the right. Take a look at this.
This is why everybody in this room is so ticked off. I don't want this country turning into Russia, turning into a socialized country.
Yeah.
Do these people even know what socialism means? I mean, I hear this word bandied around, and they'll call Obama a Nazi and a socialist.
Yeah.
They go on they don't even know what these words mean. What do you say to these people?
I don't know what to say. I mean, this is a real problem. It starts with our educational system, continues on with a lot of our media. We have a semi-literate country now. There's 40 million functional illiterate adults in this country right now, which means they can't read and write above a 4th grade level.
And that's just on my show.
but seriously, it's a real problem. And National Geographic did a poll a while back, and they asked young adults, 18 to 25, to find Iraq or Israel on the map, and it's like upwards to 80% of them couldn't find it. 60% couldn't find England on the globe, and 11% couldn't find the United States on the globe.
Well, maybe these kids should be going to school longer. Something's being proposed right now that kids should go to school for, till 6 o'clock at night, and maybe just work the school year till the middle of July. And nobody wants to do that.
No, I don't want to do that either. Listen, I just read this story about how in Finland they've decided that homework is a bad idea, and so they discourage homework now. They try to limit the amount of homework that kids take home, because they think kids need to play. They need to get out and socialize with other people. And part of the problem they see in societies with people not getting along and not being able to function with each other is that we've taken away that time after school where you learn to get along with everybody. Instead, you're inside. I don't know if you know, kids are, I mean, when my daughter was in high school, these kids are up till almost midnight doing homework.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. And so Finland has essentially reduced it quite a bit. And their test scores have gone up. And now they're, in a lot of ways, they're at or near the top of a lot of the testing that goes on in this world.
I wonder how much ice skating they learned there, too.
Yeah, well, you know.
You know, Michael, when I was a kid, I liked school because I was scared to go out in the neighborhood because a bunch of girls always wanted to beat me up. So I would have liked to stay in school and take more art classes and more gym classes. And, you know, I don't really feel I'm against that sort of a long
Well, I don't know. I mean, did the girls beat you up?
No, because I was just as tough as they were.
There you go.
Okay, thanks, Michael, for coming on.